Okay, so these are Samsung A54 and Xiaomi 13T, and I think it is interesting to compare cameras on these two devices because they are similar in price range. So here in Croatia, they're somewhere in between 480 to 520 euros for 256 gigabytes of storage. Let's check some camera specs. So, on Xiaomi 13T, we have triple camera setup. The main camera is 50 megapixels f1.9 with optical image stabilization, and it is 1 over 1.28 inches sensor size. The secondary camera, so that would be this one, that is 50 megapixel, also f1.9, 2x optical zoom, so around 50 millimeters focal length. And the third camera, that is the small one right here, that is 12 megapixel f2.2 ultra wide camera without autofocus. And now A54, also triple camera setup, but the main camera is f1.8, 50 megapixels, 1 over 1.56 inches sensor size, and it also has optical image stabilization with phase detection autofocus. The secondary camera is the ultra wide. It is 12 megapixels f2.2, and it also has no autofocus. And the third one is 5 megapixels macro. So when we are looking at the pictures and videos from these cameras, make a notice that this one has macro and this one has telephoto. Okay, let's check software differences a bit. But of course, first we need to update both of devices to the latest version of software. Just as I thought I was done with updates, A54 got Android 14 One UI 6 update. So it will be nice to try it and to see how camera works in the latest available update. Okay, so let's take a look at the camera software. Just quick info, this video is shot with good old Mate 20 Pro. Okay, so on the first look we have really similar interface, but on the second look they have totally and completely different approaches to camera apps. Okay, so when we look at the Samsung, you have photo mode as the center, so does Xiaomi, but Samsung has something that's called fun mode. And honestly, it's integrated with Snapchat and stuff like that, filters and effects, and for me it's kind of for kids, so that's not much of a use for me. And then you have of course portrait, video, more, etc. here options. Let's check out the Pro mode. So Pro mode, you have all the controls here, but as you can see, you can only use one lens for Pro mode. Yep, only one lens. Okay, so ISO value, shutter speed, manual or autofocus, yeah, everything like that. While in Xiaomi, when you go to Pro mode, you can select any lens you want, so ultra wide, wide, and telephoto, and you also have options to use Pro mode in video. And just a second. Oh, I don't like Samsung software. Yeah, you don't have Pro Video here, but if you go under more modes, so you have Pro Video kinda in a separate mode. So yeah, both supported. As for the video options, both phones top out at 4K 30 frames per second, so 4K 30 frames per second also on Xiaomi, and HDR is supported on Xiaomi. On Samsung, I think you can activate it somewhere in settings, but I guess not on this model, not on A series 54 model. So in video options, I will give slight advantage to Xiaomi because of HDR 4K 30 support. Okay, let's check photo mode. Photo mode, same on both of them. They both have auto night modes that will turn on when it's very low light. You have additional settings here and here, like aspect ratio, style, HDR, and things like that. But the advantage of Samsung is that you just have here and you have 50 megapixel mode turned on. On Xiaomi, if you want it, you have to go to more and select 50 megapixel, but in Xiaomi's 50 megapixel mode, HDR works great. On Samsung's doesn't, so I'll show you samples later. Okay, when we go to portrait mode, we have quite a few options on both of them, but the advantage of Xiaomi is Leica. So you have Leica style bohex and simulations of different focal lengths, so really nice. And under more options, you have additional stuff like macro mode for Samsung, because it has that macro lens. Unfortunately, Xiaomi doesn't, but you can still take decent macro photos. You have things like short film, so that's vlog mode on Xiaomi, and that's kind of it. The one thing I'm missing on Xiaomi, and I couldn't find even on Samsung, that is that you can record at the same time with the front and back camera. I know phones before could do it, I don't know why these can. So I've seen all these options and they don't have it. And under video, I don't see option as well. So just let me check one more thing. During the video, when we record, okay, on Samsung we can switch between back and front camera. Okay, let's check that same thing on Xiaomi. Okay, we record and we cannot switch to from camera, so that's kind of a little advantage of Samsung. So I think that's it for the software. They trade blows here and there. There's no perfect camera software, so yeah, I think I will probably have more fun with Xiaomi, and it's more compelling pro mode and more advanced portrait mode. But yeah, everything else kind of the same. Okay, let's just check night mode options. What do we have here? Okay, night mode. So as I can see, you can use night mode on all lenses on on both phones, but on Samsung you can actually choose how long, or can you? No, you cannot. When I clicked 3 seconds, nothing happened. So it just informs you how long it will be. So yeah, kind of really similar. Yeah, but as you can see, Xiaomi does support night mode in video, and Samsung doesn't. Okay, I'll of course shoot night mode video on both of them, so you can see the differences for yourself. Okay, let's go to photo samples.
Okay guys, so you know the drill. I took a few shots with both phones and we will look them a bit to see which one does better. Letter A, that's for A54, and T, that's for 13T. First of all, we have low light, normal shot. Difference in colors is obvious. 13T went for more pinkish tones, but that was kind of more realistic, because you can see how blue on A54 is kind of too blue, too saturated. But I would say they both have good enough details, and just difference in color approaches, everything else is kind of similar, so it's okay on both of them. Now we have the same photo with the night mode. With the night mode turned on, you can see that 13T went for a bit higher ISO value, so 1600 and only 1000 on A54, but photos are again kind of the same as in normal mode. bit more details actually on A54 kept on night mode. But then again, on this side, more details on 13T. So as you go more to the edges, picture is better on 13T, and it kind of falls apart on A54. So this one I will give definitely to 13T. Okay, now we have 50 megapixel modes. You can see resolution here in low light. Okay, let's zoom a bit again on this side of the photo. Wow, you can see how much details are better on 13T than on A54. And in the middle of photo, wow, same again. See how details here, textures here are more preserved than on A54. So in 50 megapixel mode, A54 is worse than 13T. Okay, now the same 50 megapixel mode, but good light. Okay. Well, you can see immediately in textures that 13T does way better with fine detail on 50 megapixel mode. Let's go back again on this right side of the photo. Here are kind of the similar, but if you look at detail, let's take a look. You can see watch here on this lady, but here you cannot see it. So few details, like you can see the man here, sunglasses here. Here he's kind of lost. So yeah, actually very good 50 megapixel mode on Xiaomi. Okay, let's go outside. So this is ultra wide photos. You can see f2.2 on both of them. When we zoom in a bit, two completely separate and different approaches to taking photo. Samsung has a bit of artificial sharpening. How do you know it's artificial? Well, everything is sharper and you don't get more details. So the lines are sharper, details are sharper, but no more detail. Actually, you can see here natural colors of everything on 13T, and here everything is kind of contrasty, sharpening. So to my eye, this photo is better on 13T, but let's check the edges. Well, here you can see that fine detail of 13T is somewhat better than on A54. Let's check bricks on the roof. So yeah, here 13T wins this one. Okay, what do you have here? So this is f1.8 to f5.9, so this is 1x shot. Let's zoom in a bit on these trees here. Yeah, in my eye, this one is also one for 13T. You can see shadows here. They're kind of a bit too dark. And you can see fine detail here on 13T. Also here on the road, everything is kind of too contrasty. Okay, let's check somewhere where we have something written on. Details are kind of the same. Yeah, in my eye, better on 13T, but it's only if you're pixel peeping, difference are actually not so big. Okay, here, I believe this is maybe cropped in a bit. Yeah, this is 2x digital zoom. And maybe even 3x. And here you can see clear advantage of having real zoom lens. So you can see it says cork line here. You cannot read anything here on the WAN. If we look further at the mountains, you can clearly see land here, and here is everything is just messed up. Okay, if you zoom in even further, so maybe like 5x, you can still have nice usable photo on 13T. Look at the top of the mountain here. This is just said on Samsung. And when you zoom in a bit again, you can see how much more details is preserved on Xiaomi. So yeah, you can't beat the real telephoto lens. Even if you do just 2x, you can't beat it. Okay, I just for the shit and giggles, I went to 10x, and here the differences are even more kind of obvious. Here tree looks like a tree, here looks like I don't know, something that comes out of the dog. Okay. Again, 50 megapixel mode outside. They are bad on both of them. Everything looks like oil painting, so don't use 50 megapixel mode on these phones, maybe for some textures or close-up, but like this, no. I'd say bit better maybe here, you can still see a few letters. Let's check here, this house. Yeah, better noise control on Xiaomi, but they are bad either way, so okay. Here you have just 1x shot. For some reason it's much better on 13T. Probably didn't activate HDR. Automatic HDR didn't activate on Samsung, but yeah, I think this will be kind of the same if it was on HDR mode. Okay, ultra wide here better on Samsung, at least for the exposure. You can see how everything is shadowing on 13T. I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't this dark here and it wasn't this bright. It was something in between. But out of these two photos, I would choose Samsung just for better exposure of scenery. Okay, moving to the low light. So this is still kind of, it's not a night, it's low light. And I kind of seen that Samsung has problems with focusing at low light. So I took maybe 3 shots and all of them came like this. So this one definitely goes to Xiaomi because from the first shot it just automatically autofocused right and took a shot. So yeah, this one goes to Xiaomi. Here we have ultra wide night at night with both of them. So again, you can see that it's better on 13T. Even when you zoom out, you can see that colors are more natural. This is all kind of washed up. The lights are better, much better controlled. Look how blown out everything is on Samsung here. Yeah, so at low light, 16T or 13T wins. Okay, and this is a bit of zoomed in, so 2x shot. They are equally bad here, actually. Equally bad here. This was night mode activated on both of them. And they are equally bad or equally good. Depends how your eyes see it. Okay, with night mode activated, so you can see that ISO values are a bit higher and exposure is a bit longer. They are kind of the same mess again. So neither beats one another. Kind of bit different colored approaches, but everything else the same. So far during the night they are kind of the same. Okay, next one. Next one is ultra wide, and again ultra wide with night mode. And again with the night mode, you see Samsung did improve a bit over the last photo, but again highlights are much better controlled on 13T. So yeah, 13T better with ultra wide also. Impressive. Okay, let's check it a bit. Zoom in with the night mode. Okay, when it's a bit zoom in with the night mode, I don't know why, but they're both very bad. Okay, let's check a bit detail. Well, if you are seeing fine detail, then again, the Xiaomi is better because you can actually see this is kind of truck. These are bigs. Here you cannot see everything. Focus is better on Xiaomi. This is just a mess on Samsung. because Xiaomi does have bright telephoto lens. It's f1.9, so I guess it's okay, but yeah, not the best to use at low light, either of them. I mean, they're not bad, but don't get me wrong. If you buy anything else in that class, you'll get much worse photos. But at least Xiaomi tries, okay? Samsung just gave up here, so. Okay, and now this, yeah, let's check 50 megapixels at low light. 50 megapixels at low light, better on Xiaomi. More details, everything is in focus. Samsung again missed focus at low light. I don't know why. But yeah, 50 megapixel, better on Xiaomi. Okay. So this is again just a simple night mode shot. Different approaches, depends on your eye. As I can see, Samsung is too contrasty, and you kind of lose some of that photo to the contrast. Shadows just eat it up. Here in the back of the garden, you can still see that everything is green, the grass. Here, I think it's just kind of eaten. So I actually prefer 13T here. Okay, this is one in kind of weird conditions. Everything is around me, moon, houses, everything. And let's zoom in a bit. Yeah, here you can see how better is Xiaomi. Samsung just kind of falls a bit apart. Here again, can't focus right when it's high contrast mode and it's low light. So yeah, for me, Xiaomi so far, if not much better image quality, then at least it's more reliable to use every day. Okay, and the last one is extremely low light. So this was later in the evening when there was no sun whatsoever, just moonlight. And here you can see the benefits of a better sensor. As soon as you zoom in on, let's say, anywhere, even though Xiaomi uses much higher ISO value, so 10,000 ISO, it still controls noise much better. You can see it here. And when we go to details, you can see here, much less noise on Xiaomi, even with high ISO value. So noise control is great. Highlights fall apart on Samsung here. Xiaomi keeps them right. Shadows are too shadowy on Samsung, and Xiaomi keeps them kind of more bright. So my conclusion would be that they are kind of similar with image quality. However, Xiaomi does offer better ultra-wide photos in almost every condition. At low light, Xiaomi is much more useful because it always focuses right. So you'll not get the best image quality from either of them, but Samsung more often than that misses the focus at low light. And then again, thing you don't see in front of the camera, and I will tell you, night mode works much faster on Xiaomi. So half the time you have to keep your phone steady than on Samsung. And Xiaomi does have the real telephoto lens that just kicks ass to everything that is digital zoom. You could see it, I think here I show you. Yeah, here you can see the benefits of Xiaomi. So yeah, for kind of a similar price, I would definitely go with Xiaomi here. Yeah, everything I said. Mostly similar IQ, except for the zoom and ultra wide, and those are two out of the three cameras where Xiaomi is better. And better pro mode. Also, I think if you look entire phone, you have faster charging, better display, better battery, everything is better on Xiaomi. So yeah, thank you for staying this long, and see you in the next one.